Okay, so I've got you here today to show you something pretty special. So come here, come here. So here we have a couple of really cool Landcruisers. This is a HJ47 on an 80 series chassis. This one is designed by me at Refab Engineering. So I do all of the design work. I've gone a bit crazy on it. It looks clean and classy, but really it's pretty modified. So we'll get into that another day. It's got coilovers, it's got an LS engine or LS3. It's got a lot of stuff on it. So it's pretty well done. But what I've brought you here today is to talk about this little beast. So this is LX40 series. This is the special edition one, short wheelbase, has the ZBrush seats, it had power steering, 5-speed, all the good stuff. So we actually parted all that out. So we gave you guys the parts. Went really well. People really wanted them. We sold all that. We got a bit of stick for parting out an LX. So purists, please don't hate me too much what I'm about to tell you. But we are actually going to chop this thing. So the reason we're going to chop it is only because we want it to be more stable. We need to package all these crazy parts into this build. And there's a lot of engineering, there's a lot of design work, and we're just going to make it better. Like, Toyota, I reckon, went home to his wife and wanted to build it this way, and she was just like, no, you got to build it like this. So they built it like this. Now I'm going to do something a bit different. So I'm going to take you along and show you some parts. So come here. This one here, don't get too upset, okay? Especially if you do like original Toyota stuff, but this is a Mercedes diesel. I know it sounds wrong putting it in a Toyota, but this thing revs to the moon, and I'm not even joking. These rev to like 7,000 RPM. This is built by Diesel Pump UK. This is a full crate motor. This is a 350 horsepower package. So it's got the small turbo, it will spool up quick, it will be super reliable. You'll be able to beat on it all day, and you won't have any dramas. It's not too highly strung. It weighs 190 kilos, but you can put giant turbos on these. You can, or this has a manual injector pump, so no electrics. And what people do to this is a few companies, not just Diesel Pump UK, but they put giant turbos, they change all the elements in the injector pump, and they just really get a lot of horsepower out of these because they don't make massive torque, but they do really rev, and they sound awesome. They sound like a Toyota Supra engine. So they call this the 2JZ diesel. And maybe in Australia we can call it the Barra diesel, but either way it's an awesome engine, and really keen to get my hands on such a really nice presented engine with all the billet parts on it. So pretty excited about that. We have an insane suspension package as well. So we talked to the client, we said what we was going to do, the coilovers, all the custom suspension, the full works, and then we brought the coilovers, we got them here, and then he phoned me up and he said, should we buy triple bypasses? And I was like, well, they're quite expensive, and like, do you really want to go it's just a lot of extra work to put them. He said, look, we'll just buy them and then we can do jumps with the car. So I was like, all right, I'm in. So what we've done is we brought all these shocks. We're going to have 2 on each corner of the car, and we're going to jump this thing. So we're going to literally put it through its paces. We're going to jump it, and come on, like, you have to do a jump test if you're going to give it to the client, because you got to make sure it works, right? So it is going to be some fun building this thing. So I'll talk about the transfer case and why we chose it. So this is a Behemoth drivetrain transfer case. It's actually pretty special because it's machined from solid raw blocks of aluminium. So it's full billet, it's heat treated, it's anodized, and they also made us a custom transfer case adapter as well. So we chose a manual gearbox because that was the customer's requirements. He reckons he likes pulling levers and changing gear manually. So we went with the T56, which we got brand new in Australia, and we chose a Corvette rear housing on the gearbox, and then I actually 3D scanned the back of the gearbox, and then we got this custom adapter made with Behemoth, and then this is billet aluminium machined. Also has a clocking ring as well, so you can actually turn this transfer case in different increments. Has a massive series of holes here. So with the transfer case, to control it, it comes with these triple sticks. So the good feature about this is the reduction is crazy in this thing, but also you can disengage and engage front or rear wheel drive when you're in low range. So this means if you're on a rock step and you need to pivot the car, the front of it or the back of it, you can just disengage the rear wheels, or you can engage the front wheels, and then you can pivot the car, and then you can then put it back into four-wheel drive again. One of the key features why I did choose this one is because of its extra compact as well. So it's probably one of the most compact transfer cases you can get on the market. And then this is going to help with packaging, and then also the drive shaft length, because the shorter you get your drive shaft, then you run out of flex, because the unis, they bind on the drive shaft. So this is the reason, but yeah, we're super happy with the quality of this, and Behemoth were great to deal with. So one unique thing we have on this build is these portal hubs. So these go on all four corners of the build, and this front one is your swivel hub housing. So this one can turn, so you have the steering, and then this is the rear one that's fixed. The way these work is normally with an axle, you have the diff, and then the direct drive comes through here and then comes out of here. This is actually a small gearbox on each four corners, and it has a drive gear at the top, it has an output gear at the bottom, and then it also has two idler gears. So all four of them turn at the same time. And these actually hold oil, so you have gear oil in each corner. So they're basically four mini little gearboxes. And what this does is, from here to here is 100 millimeters, so it gives you an instant 100 mil lift. It doesn't change any of your suspension geometry. All it does is just gives you way more clearance underneath. So you'll have an extra 100 mil in the diff, an extra 100 mil on the axle tubes, and then you have these big boxes on each corner. So I don't know if I'm nervous or excited about these, because I know that they're going to be a pain to fit. First off, they're going to be wider, which we're going to have to do something about that. And then second off, packaging, and then geometry as well. So having the portals definitely does put extra stress on the suspension. So your geometry definitely has to be right. And I call it problem solving. So suspension, it's a pain because things always collide, things get in the way. Like, that's the hardest part about building suspension from scratch, is just making everything fit. But it's pretty cool to have something like this. It will make it a super capable four-wheel drive, and definitely keen to do some testing. And one last thing, these have CTIS as well. So CTIS is an inflation system. So we'll be able to let the tires up and down from inside the cab on a push of a button. Could you imagine going to the beach and just pulling up, letting your tires down, driving on the beach, coming back, pumping them up, and you don't even have to get out of the car? That is magic. So we're going to do a mini build series on this. We just thought it was fitting because we got all these parts to do the build, and it's pretty impressive. And also just finished up this one here. So this build here, I use this to hone in all my skills. I've been practicing every day, training for this. So I've just been working every single hour of the day, basically devoted any sort of spare time, and really focused on my engineering skills, my fabrication. So if you follow any of my other social media pages, I've got all my work on there, so you can have a look, Refab Engineering. And I've got a website too, so I sell heaps of parts for all your 4080s and 80 series chassis, chopped 80s, chopped 105s, and I will be bringing out more and more parts as we go. And the next few series we're going to bring out on this build particularly, we're going to have a chassis preparation one. So we're going to bring our 80 series chassis in here, we're going to strip all the mounts off of it, we're going to prep all the chassis, metal finish it all, leave it with 2 bare rails, and then we're going to 3D scan it. And then we're going to get the scan data, we're going to put it into SolidWorks, we're going to use that later to model all the parts and the whole chassis, all the suspension, all of that. And then we're going to do the teardown on the LX. So we're gonna get the LX, we're gonna strip it all down, we're gonna bag and tag everything, we're gonna assess any of the damages, any of the rust, and then we're gonna do a full restoration on the cab, and then we'll start mocking up all the parts, doing all the suspension, all of that stuff. I will get a bit more into all the technical stuff, so I'll be able to explain all the parts, what we're doing, all of that sort of stuff. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this sort of video and stuff. So we'll roll the clips from all the parts that we showed you in the beginning, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.